it's time to make your music.
My name is Thomas. I'm 79 years old, and I'd been holding on to something for over 60 years, something I was never brave enough to let go of until tonight. When I was 17, I met Michael. We weren't like the other boys. We didn't care much for games or popularity. We cared about music, about moments, about things that didn't make sense to most people. Every afternoon we met under a big oak tree behind the school. I'd bring my old keyboard, he'd bring his lyrics. I'd play, he'd hum, and somehow those afternoons made the world feel lighter. Michael once told me, music doesn't need a crowd, it just needs someone who listens. He didn't want fame, he wanted honesty. One day, he handed me a worn-out leather notebook. I remember it smelled like rain and ink. Inside, lyrics,
Did that really just happen?
verses, unfinished dreams. And he looked at me, eyes steady, and said, "If I'm not around someday, don't let this die. Promise me, Thomas." I promised. I didn't know then that I'd be keeping that promise for the rest of my life. A few months later, he got sick. It started small. He got tired easily, missed a few days of school. Then came the diagnosis and the hospital bed and the silence. In our last conversation, he pressed that same notebook into my hands. His hands were cold, but his eyes were still warm. He whispered, "Don't let it die with me." Then he was gone. I didn't cry, not then. I just stopped playing. I went on with life, got married, had children, worked, retired, smiled in family photos. But deep down, a part of me froze that day. That notebook never left my coat pocket. Through every move, every season, every chapter of my life, it was always there. Every year, on Michael's birthday, I'd open it, read one verse, then close it again. I told myself it wasn't time. Once, after a friend's funeral, I stood by a fire pit in the backyard. I held that notebook in my hands for an hour. I thought, maybe if I burn it, I can let him go. But I couldn't. Because burning it would mean forgetting, and I couldn't forget the only person who ever made me believe I had something to say. There was one night I was alone in old church. I sat at the piano, just me and that notebook. I played 2 notes and broke down. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. I walked out and never went back. My wife once asked me, "What's in that notebook you always carry?" I smiled and said, "Just memories." But the truth is, it's not just memories. It's a voice that never got to be heard. It's the last thing someone gave me before they left this world. And somewhere along the way, I started asking myself, what happens to a song that's never sung? What good is a promise if it dies with you? Maybe this stage, maybe this is the last place left where someone might hear it. The association, it's why I'm here. Not for the lights, not for the applause. I'm here to finally let his voice speak through mine.
Kept the pages you once gave, folded tight like a silent prayer, carried you through all my days, but never found the strength to share. The world kept turning, I stood still, wore your voice like an old regret. The keys were cold, my hands were still, but your melody I can't forget. So I sing for the boy beneath that tree who gave his songs, then left them with me. deserve. I'm singing now because it's time to make your music finally mine. Sometimes I hear you in the rain, in every chord I never played. You were the fire I held inside, too scared to burn, too proud to cry. But something in me woke tonight, a trembling note of faded light. And now your song through me will rise, not just in echoes, but in life. So I sing for the promise that I made, for every word I was too afraid. You lived in silence, so did I, but not tonight. Tonight we fly. This is the voice you never heard, but I still feel in each word. I'm singing now, not just for me, but for the music you set free.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being on this stage tonight. It's not something I ever imagined for myself. I'm not a performer. I'm not chasing applause. I'm just a man who made a promise a long time ago and spent a lifetime afraid to fulfill it. Michael gave me something I could never repay. He gave me trust, he gave me his music, and he believed that one day I would be brave enough to let the world hear it. For years, I held on to that notebook like it was the last piece of him left. I was scared that if I opened it, I'd lose him again. But what I didn't realize is that keeping it hidden didn't preserve him. It silenced him. Tonight, I finally let him speak. I didn't come here to win anything. I came here to release something that's been trapped in my chest for over 60 years. And the fact that you listened, that you opened your hearts to a voice that wasn't even mine, that means more to me than I can ever express. To anyone watching, if you've lost someone, if you've held something inside for too long, I hope this moment gives you the courage to let it out. Because love deserves to be heard and promises deserve to be kept. Thank you for letting me keep mine.